Hello, my name is Thomas. Welcome to this video for British Culture Albion Never Dies, where we ask the really important questions like, are Jaffa cakes cakes or biscuits? I've been talking about my Jaffa cakes on my podcast, which is British Culture Albion Never Dies, same as this YouTube channel, because I asked people in the alphabet of Britishness, what does J stand for? Most people said justice, but a few people said Jaffa cakes, and then it got people really talking. I did ask the dangerous question, are Jaffa cakes cakes or biscuits? And I got a lot of responses. I was asking on Facebook, I was asking on my Instagram. I've asked this to over 100 people who responded. So it was 30 votes to cakes and 72 votes to biscuits. So biscuits won. By just over 70%. You can work out the percentages yourself. So most people believe they were biscuits, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of history behind this. There's been legal cases, popular arguments, and if you have any strong views, please do comment down below. But first, I'll tell you some of the reasons why. Well, maybe I should tell you, if you're not aware, what is a Jaffa cake? I made these Jaffa cakes. I know many people normally buy them from McVitie's or another brand. But I looked at the Mary Berry recipe for how to make them. Mary Berry suggests making a sponge at the bottom, then putting a jelly, or jello if you're American, on top, and then putting chocolate on top of that. So it's essentially a 3-layer cake, biscuit, or dessert. This is an important question because of UK tax. So cakes and biscuits are taxed differently. I did some maths on my podcast to say that this is probably worth about £4 billion every year to McVitie's, so probably the most popular, but not the only, Jaffa cake manufacturer. I am also a small-scale Jaffa cake manufacturer, along with Mary Berry, whose recipe I use, and her recipe is in the video description. When the UK government was deciding which they should be classified as for tax purposes, I'm looking at the information here. They were looking at the ingredients, the texture when stale, very popular answer there, the structure, the size, how it's sold, how it's marketed, and they also looked at the product's name, which so many people said was irrelevant, but it was part of the legal decision in the UK, and ultimately they were considered to be chocolate-covered biscuits. In Ireland, they are also considered biscuits, but not for the same reason. In Ireland, they're considered biscuits because they have a cake has a moisture content above 12%, and Jaffa cakes have a moisture content below 12%. I love the fact that there's so many different reasons and rationales between whether they are a cake or a biscuit. I've just listed a few that really caught my attention. Comment below, am I eating a cake or a biscuit?